said is, it's like if it doesn't start off well, if they fall off on a game, it's like I don't know if all the confidence goes, but they got some streaky players at times. So it's like I was watching it, and honestly, Washington was giving it to him last game. And like you said, John Wall, he was balling. Bradley Beal had a couple shots here and there, but yeah, like you said, it should have been a sweep, personally.
Yeah, I mean they play again, I believe Sunday, and I'm expecting what the Raptors put out there in the regular season. It's not like I'm asking for much. It's not like I'm expecting them to win the NBA championship, but I'm expecting them to have some dominance. If that's what you're planning on, if that's what you do in the regular season, that's what you need to do when it comes to playoff time. So they, like I said, they play Sunday. We'll see if they're going to be able to finish this off. Update on the score. Let me go back to the scores for today. 76-83. Heat up on the 76ers. 24.9 seconds looks like in the third. So we'll see what happens there. The Celtics.
Okay.
Oh yeah, the Celtics and the Bucks. This is a series that I'm really excited about watching. The Greek Freak obviously he's a monster. He flat out is. You have a young team. You got Chris Middleton. You have Thon Maker.
They have Eric Bledsoe.
Right.
Yeah.
And then you got the Celtics on the flip side, which I thought they were going to lose the series in dramatic fashion, and they seem to be gelling together even without Kyrie. With Rozier, Greg Monroe showed up last night at 15 points, 12 rebounds. It was a Greg Monroe side.
He got one shot like tossed across the court, but
right. But let's talk about this series. Who do you think? Because it's a flip of the coin, honestly. Either one of these teams can win it.
Honestly, I don't know why, but I'm actually pulling for Milwaukee. I mean, like, we haven't seen Milwaukee make it that far in the playoffs since the early 2000s. Was it 2000s? I know when they had Ray Allen, those guys, they almost made it to the.
Probably J. Kidd was on that team, maybe. No, J. Kidd wasn't on the Bucks. My bad.
Nah, I think it was Ray Allen. I think was Michael Redd on the squad then? I don't know if he was on there or not. But I think that was the year they could have got to the finals, but they lost to the 76ers.
Yeah.
So I want to say that was like a 01 year. They could have made it. So I don't know, man. It's like I'm pulling for Milwaukee in the small market just so they get more recognition and things like that. So
yeah, I agree. I'm pulling for them too. And that was my pick. That was my pick anyway for Milwaukee. Because when Kyrie went down, I'm thinking that's what your offense flows through. But I got to give it to Jaylen Brown. I got to give it to Al Horford. Jason Tatum, the rookie who doesn't look like a rookie. He doesn't play like a rookie.
Yeah.
So they still do have a chance. In Milwaukee, it just seems like it's difficult for them to put it all together. You on night after night, it seems difficult for them to put together a consistent set of games. So if they can play like they did last night, they have a chance to win this series. And I'm pulling for Milwaukee as well. Team broadcasting says Bucks talk. Home team wins. Game 7 will be Milwaukee because they're playing 12 deep. And he says, fear the deer. Meet your maker.
Okay.
Yeah. I think they got a shot.
Yeah. I was going to say, like, is it just me, or does it feel like when you look at the East, you're like, whoever makes it, makes it? Like, I don't know. Maybe it's just because when you look at these East teams, you're like, I don't really know who I want to make it to the finals. It's like, if Boston goes, that's cool. Or if Toronto goes, I don't know. I guess it's just how we look at the East now versus the West.
Right. Yeah, I think this is interesting to see how all these teams are matched up against each other too in these playoffs. So, all right, the score is updated again. 76ers down by 4, 79-83. Can they get another win in this series, which will make this even more interesting? I'm going to say I'm a fan of the 76ers. Not like I'm a super fan of them or anything, but I think they truly did what they said they were going to do. Like, it trust the process sounds corny. It sounds like it's a long distance, but they did exactly what they said they were going to do. Drafted a franchise-changing player in Ben Simmons. Did not play the full, did not play the year at all, and that produced some doubt. And then they got Embiid. They got Markelle Fultz. They have a lot of pieces. JJ Redick. I mean, like, they did exactly what they said they were going to do, and they look like a team that could really, really make some noise, not just now, but in the future.
Honestly, I know this is probably shooting a long shot, but they were my pick to make it to the finals, or at least to the Eastern Conference Finals.
Wow.
I mean,
I wouldn't be completely shocked.
Yeah. I mean, because think about it, like, Cleveland is struggling. Boston, they're playing well, but they don't really have the star power. And then you got Toronto, who is streaky at best sometimes.
Right, exactly. They can do it. I mean, of all of their players are healthy right now. So it's the beginning of the fourth quarter. Joel Embiid has 10. JJ Redick has 16. Let me see. Ben Simmons, where is he? I know he's there. Okay, he's got 10 as well. I mean, on any given night, you know, those Joel Embiid and Ben Simmons teaming them up together is great. Then they got Bellinelli coming off the bench. He's got 10. They have a very, very interesting team, and I'm interested to see what they do this year, because if they can get past Miami, and like you said, the East is so iffy with the Raptors, iffy with the Celtics, and with LeBron and whatever's going on with them. It's gonna be interesting. Mocha says, "Come on, Ben. How many ping pong balls the 76ers got in the last 3 years?" they probably got 50 of them.
A lot.
But they did what they said they were going to do. They lived up to
they picked top 5 for the last 10 years.
Exactly. They have been. Update on the score.
Unfortunately, it doesn't work for the Browns.
Yeah, pretty much. That's what they've been equal to. The game is tied, 83-83. We'll keep you guys updated on the score. We kind of talked about Portland and the Pelicans. The Pelicans, this is going to be a sweep. Mark my words, This series is going to be over with tonight. They're playing in New Orleans. Obviously, you have home court advantage. Obviously, the Trailblazers are just not what they used to be. They don't have Aldridge anymore, obviously. Dame Lillard and CJ McCollum are having to carry the team, and you cannot win a series with 2 guys. You just can't. You got to have more to be able to win an NBA playoff series.
Yeah, now unless one name was Jordan and the other name was Pippen. That's
right. Exactly. And no knock on Dame. Dame is probably could be close to one of those 2 guys, but CJ McCollum I would not put in that conversation. So
he's a good player, but he's not there yet. Yeah.
No.
I can see that.
He's a young player that is a great contributor. I guess I can put it that way. But Dame is definitely up there with the top players in the league for sure. He's already there. McCollum's gonna have to come up a little bit. But I think whoever mentioned this, the Trailblazers are this current form of this team is gonna be over with. I don't see Dame. I don't know if this is the last year of his contract or not. But why would he come back? There's no need unless you just want to. Unless there's somebody that said they're gonna come there, like for a fact. But if nobody said that, there's no need for you to stay in Portland. It's time to go somewhere else.
See, it is funny because I was like, after the season, I would have said he either try to go to San Antonio, but you don't know what's going to happen with Lillard, so I wouldn't waste your time.
Right.
Or you end up in Cleveland? I hope not.
Oh, God. please do not go to Cleveland. If you want to go somewhere, if you want to go to the West Coast, if you want to go to LA, that would be interesting. I don't know, the Knicks. I know, well, here's the other thing. Philly is already trying to court LeBron, so if they can possibly get Dame Lillard over there, that would be crazy. That would be like next level super team right there if they're able to somehow make that happen. But the next series, a team that's very near and dear to your heart, the Rockets.
Already.
The Rockets and the T-Wolves.
Sweet, man. Get the Bulls.
Or the Timber Bulls. Yeah, you're right. They're up 2-0. They play today at 6:30 Central Time. James Harden, like I said, just making people look silly. I mean, effortlessly too. It's not like he's sweating a lot. It's not like he's all out of breath most of the time. He does all this with no sweat, no, just chilling. He looks like he's chilling and playing basketball at his home gym. That's what it looks like every single game.
Yeah.
I thought Timberwolves maybe would have had a chance, but now down 2-0, your best player is not really being able to contribute to help you win. Karl Anthony Towns is trying to shoot too many threes. What's your thoughts on this series?
Well, one, I think Minnesota's going to be all right in the future. They are a young squad if they can keep them together. It's actually funny. I said they were going to be my new team to make the playoffs this year. So, I mean, I won that. But the difference between this Rockets team and the one last year was that James Harden doesn't have to do as much versus last year. Because last year we went to got into the conference finals, and you could tell he was gassed. It was like, well, it was too much for him to actually have to carry the team on both sides of the floor. So, but like I said, man, Houston, we going. We just when we get to the title, don't say nothing. I'm gonna call you and say, hey, didn't I tell you that Rockets were going to be in the title game? I mean, we gonna win this one, man. Going back to the 9-4, 9-5 years.
Yeah, I mean, they clearly do have a shot, and I was really skeptical of them because I thought that they only really had two players, and obviously they don't. Clint Capella, who's been playing really out of this world, Ariza. Gerald Green had 21 points the last game. I forgot Eric Gordon was even on the team. He had 9.
Yeah.
I mean, they have the pieces. PJ Tucker, who's got to be probably like 35 or older, is still putting in work. he played in Texas back when TJ Ford was there. That's how tell you how old he is. But this team is
we still got. We got Nene too with his, Nene about 45.
Forgot about Nene over there too. Now here's my question to you. The biggest thing about D'Antoni teams is that they cannot put it together in the playoffs. Somehow they seem to fall apart. Somehow they play offense, but not so much defense. Do you think they'll be able to get over this, especially with Harden, who can be a liability?
Yeah. So I was hoping because I remember when they first signed Mike D'Antoni, that was my issue because I look back at those Phoenix Suns teams and I was like, they were great, but every time they had to play the Lakers, they were terrible. Now, I would say that one year when they played the Lakers, they got cheated. I mean, the Lakers have cheated 2 teams in history, them and the Kings. We can debate that later. But I'm actually surprised by it because they have been playing more defense. Harden can play defense. I don't know what happened, but I guess that was the addition of Chris Paul also helps that as well because he can be another leader on the team to try to, kind of hit these guys because he's been in the playoffs. He hasn't gotten that far in his career, but it's one of those things where you kind of got to realize, look, as this leader on the team, I know defense isn't the sexy part of the game, but you got to play it if you try to get that ring.
Exactly.
So I don't know how they've been keeping it together, but hey, let's just keep it going, man. We don't want to have that meltdown.
Right. I mean, it's amazing to me that they've been able to do this all year, but I think there's not as much pressure on him. I agree. CP3 takes a lot of that off. That he had to play